right. If you guessed Woody's World, you are correct. It's brought to you by Shanahan Steakhouse. I watched from beginning to end last night, and I have an old pet peeve. The Rockies had a no-hitter going, and the announcers don't announce it. and I've said something about it to them, about really Vince Scully will say, he's throwing a no-hitter. But here's this, one of the announcers, and I'm not going to, this is about the Rockies, it's not about, well, one of the announcers told me when Jimenez had a no-hitter going, they never mentioned it because it's a tradition of the game. Like we sitting in these two chairs will have an effect on the game tonight by saying the Rockies stink. No, we don't. And I just think it's ridiculous because I'm trying to figure out what's going on last night. They're not announcing what Walt Weiss has. They know, I mean, it was pretty easy. So let's turn away from that. Les has brought up that maybe Walt Weiss will come under fire. Not a chance after I saw what his replacement did last night. They're not going to bring in Runnels to replace Walt Weiss. So Walt Weiss is going to buy some time because he did have an emergency appendectomy, and we join and hope that he recovers real soon from that. And it's good that they caught it in time. But I'm watching the Rockies last night, and guys, this has become a little league team. They are just miserable. I mean, you see it, and when I see guys going up to hit late in the innings, they're batting old 94, and they're batting old 83. This is not a major league team, but where am I going with this? It's amazing to me, not surprising, but it's amazing to me. We have not heard from the owner. We've not heard from the general manager. This team now has tied for the longest losing streak in the world. Dick, you're so hot to talk about your party deck and to respond to people and tell them don't come to the game. But when you send out one little message saying, you know, I'm behind my team, we're going to work hard to get out of this. Les's boy, Jeff Bridich, we haven't heard from him. He's not showing up. Where is he? We don't know. But all we know is that Chad Bettis, who's failed the last 2 years, is now your starter tonight. And I say because I get tired of hearing all the time on TV, it's your Colorado Rockies. No, it's not. Because if it were our Colorado Rockies, we would get rid of all these people and bring in a good team. So don't say anymore, you people, that it's your Colorado Rockies. Not my Colorado Rockies. I would be ashamed to have this as my Colorado Rockies. And I'm just waiting for next week when the Philadelphia Phillies come to town. And you got it's not even worth arguing, two of the worst four teams in all of baseball. How many people are going to show up for that if it's a little cloudy or a little rainy? I think the only chance they have is the Phillies, and the Rockies should get together before the game and say, here, let's trade all of our stuff for your stuff. I'd have a word for that. Let me trade. Would you like a first baseman? Give me your first baseman. Here, let's give you some of our pitchers. That's not going to happen. What's bothering me is we're not getting any sort of defense. We're getting it out of the Patriots, but where's the owner? Where's the general manager? Where's the manager other than saying, when we said yesterday that he looked pain when he went out to take out the pitcher, we now know why. He was having real bad stomach problems. I just think that if you are the president of the team, forget that you're the owner. Okay, the owner doesn't have to speak, but the president of the team, and that would be Dick Monfort, and the general manager need to come by and talk to somebody and say, here we are. We're struggling. We're going to get out of it. We're searching for every angle, and specifically in regard to the Tulo trade. Are you just going to sit there and say nothing? And guess what? I end as it started. It wasn't mentioned in any part of any broadcast that I heard last night, even though it was the biggest story in Denver was, will Tulowitzki get, because I thought they've been told not to bring it up. We're not told anything by the owners and the general manager or the top personnel, but obviously the people that work for them are told what not to say. It's just getting worse and worse, and it's about to be the longest losing streak. Do you know who's coming up? Anderson, who they got rid of because he wasn't worth $10.5 million. Well, we didn't find out last year because he was hurt twice. They're going to face Clayton Kershaw again. You know, in Dodger Stadium, he's not going to give up 5 runs. And they managed to survive Zach Greinke. That was their biggest victory of the last 3 weeks, was they didn't have to face Greinke in Colorado, and now they're going to have to face him in L.A. There's a very good chance that they won't win on this trip. And think about this, if you haven't, finally, the Rockies are Oh for May. How can a team go half a month without winning a game? I'm Woody Paige, and that's my opinion. Woody's World is brought to you by Shanahan's Steakhouse, and I've tried to go off in different directions the last couple of days. I talked yesterday about the great desserts. I'm going to come back to something less than I used to talk about. Those appetizers, that calamari, that crab cocktail, that shrimp cocktail, that carpaccio with the stuff on it, the Kobe beef. Man, if you'd told me when I was growing up that people ate tartare and it was raw beef, I would have said, here, let me put this on the grill. But I'll tell you what, it is the greatest stuff in the world. So here's the problem I have, and Les knows it. I go to Shanahan's, and I don't get to the entrees because I love the appetizers that much. So what I do, and here's my recommendation for you, make a reservation at shanahansteakhouse.com today, and make it for 2 straight nights. And you go the first night, and you have nothing but appetizers and maybe a pregame drink. And then the next night, you go and you have the entrees and maybe a little dessert. That's the way to go to Shanahan's. Make it an event like the NFL draft over 3 days. 1 day soup and salad, 1 day appetizers, 1 day entree and dessert. That's the way to go to shanahansteakhouse.com.